Wow, the sun is right in my face. How's it going, everyone? You're watching the Green Dream Project. Very special episode. Needless to say, the roof is up. That's huge. If you've been watching us for the last 4 months or so, this has been my main project. Of course, you put in quite a bit of help. She's been out there digging holes with me, pouring concrete. You've been out there every step of the way. Kind of been overseeing it, so therefore, like, all the mistakes are on me. And it's not a perfect build by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, it's forever gonna have a few scars in it. It's forever gonna have this weird bend down at this one end, trying to fit it alongside the posts of Grace's trailer. Another slight imperfection is, just total honesty here, is right above the door to the fifth wheel. One area I could not get a 2x6 in, right?
Yeah. Because you couldn't get the door open.
Yeah. So a slight miscalculation on my part, because I made everything level from one end to the other. I miscalculated, I believe, the slope of the ground going back up. So I had the ground been perfectly even as I made the boards. The stupid ground. I'm blaming it on the ground. The 2x6 didn't fit, so actually in that one area we're just using a 2x4. Luckily it's in an area that's covered by the trailer, so I don't think it's gonna get heavy wind. But man, yeah, this project has taken time. Everything was done by hand, by us, starting at the end of January, right?
Yeah.
Starting out there was the design, and that took me nigh on forever, getting it just the way I wanted it. I did the drawing in SketchUp. I wanted some people to kind of take a look at my design, see what they thought of it. People gave me some suggestions at that point. I made some design changes, and there were some design challenges. I mean, at first we were thinking about putting it over the RVs, but then money and kind of like material constraints.
Yeah, it would have been
kind of factored into that.
A lot more complicated.
A lot more expensive. So we opted to do it just in front. Of course, we also had to work with the deck that Grace had in front of her trailer. But then after that, we finally got to work. Got the materials ordered. That was a big day. Very exciting. Got all the metal, all the lumber, metal from Thunder Mountain Metal. Got all the wood and piers from Home Depot. Got a cool discount on that. So after we got the materials, we kind of put out the piers where we wanted to, and we spent a lot of time trying to square this thing, right?
Yeah. Measuring, I don't know how many times over, adjusting things.
That took a while, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go with concrete piers versus putting the posts in the ground, was I could kind of place the piers where we wanted the posts, and we could kind of square those out. Then was the digging. That took a while, but we dug 34 holes. But at that point, there was some concern maybe the piers themselves wouldn't have been enough. Plus, we've also had suggestion to put gravel underneath, so we ended up digging the holes deeper and wider. We dug those holes deeper and wider so that we could get gravel underneath there. So not only could we put the concrete piers in there, but we also put extra concrete in those holes. Then we started putting the posts on the piers, getting those in the holes, and then we squared everything again, didn't we? It was like constantly measuring and remeasuring, and we were dealing with a lot of wind, so the posts were getting all knocked over. Then we had to finally just we gotta concrete these in. We just had to finally make that leap.
It was nerve-wracking. So we don't have any special equipment.
Nope, just a laser measure that Grace picked up for us, and that thing came in real handy. That thing was nice. Because we were trying with measuring tapes and all that stuff, and the winds were just crazy. We couldn't get an accurate measurement, but that thing obviously is not going to be affected by the wind.
Yeah.
So you could put that on the corner, get those things set. Putting all those posts in, that took forever. Once we got those in, then it was screwing them in, getting those lag bolts in there. The lag bolts, I mean, that was another thing that took forever, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems simple,
Yeah, you just gotta drill a hole inside each of the posts and put a lag bolt in there.
Yeah, but once the piers were in the ground, it was hard actually getting a straight hole through there.
Honestly, it's difficult even when they're above ground, but
Yeah.
being in the ground made it just a little tad more difficult. So yeah, just getting those in there, everything took a while because there was just so many of them. Once all that was secured, then it was the 2x6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
We teamed up, got 2x6s strung up along the front, then along the backside closest to the trailers, and then 2 of them going down the middle. And that was just drilling, constantly drilling, and then hand cranking each of those lag screws with a ratchet, right? People were watching those videos and be like, dude, just get in a drill attachment. It would make that so much easier. I still don't have that attachment. And those ratchets were punished hard. Shoulder's still doing good though. I have a ratchet shoulder. The rafters, I think, were another challenging one because there were so many. 220 2x4s just for the rafters. And all those are attached with the hurricane ties. And those hurricane ties made it very nice. I wanted everything to be with as few cuts as possible, to try to make it as simple as possible. So everything is by 10s. But then the purlins. And the purlins, again, that took time, but I think that went faster than the rafters, didn't it?
Seemed like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks for the suggestions. A lot of people are like, oh, stop with the measuring tape. Get a board, cut a board, and use that in between the purlins. So I started doing that. Once the rafters up there, I was able to kind of get on top a little bit. Once I was able to kind of get on top and do some work, that sped up the process a lot. It wasn't as much like going up and down the ladders. I think that's what took the rafters so long.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was time for the metal. The metal was nerve-wracking because, of course, just keeping everything straight, and especially for the front, I definitely wanted that just the right overlap for the gutters. That's going to be very important. But the metal went up quick. Thanks to Jason. Jason came out one day when I was doing the metal, and he helped with handing me up the metal for that first day. Plus, he was working on the gabions. Then the next day, I was just like, I want to get this done. Jessica was like, okay, let's do it. So she was handing me metal, and the back end was just so easy. It was just like metal, metal, metal. I would have gotten that done in the first half of the day if it wasn't for the winds, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So finally, it is set. All together. All together, how much do you think this cost?
I have no idea. I'm a little scared to find out.
Let's talk a little bit about future plans. What are we going to do with this space?
So the main function is to catch rainwater,
This will be our main source of water.
and it should catch quite a bit.
How much?
1,500 gallons per inch of rain.
Pretty close to 1,500 gallons per inch of rain, which is pretty wild if you think about it. So really, this will catch us a lot of water. So much so we don't have the storage capacity probably to handle all that. So we'll eventually have to expand now on our capacity. Stay tuned for those projects. That should be fun. What else?
Well, what we're enjoying right now, shade. That's been great.
Oh my goodness. The shade by itself is worth its price. It's already been working out here so much more enjoyable. That shade at least make things, 10 degrees cooler at least?
Probably, yeah.
Once you get out of that sun, it is magical.
And I know crew really likes it out here now.
Crew has just spent all day out here. And this also gives us the ability, with these bays are 10 feet wide, it gives us the ability to park vehicles under here, get those into the shade. And let me tell you here, especially here in the high desert, it's not as warm as like Phoenix, but actually the UV is actually very high up here. So it can do a lot of sun damage very quick to anything left out. Another thing that I'm excited about, I think I'm going to bring in all the power tools and stuff like that, like the miter saw, the table saw, the workbench, and probably have an outdoor woodworking area. It's going to be in a very nice space to get outside and do the woodworking, you know what I mean? Before I used to do woodworking in the garage, and that was nice, but man, just being outside, having the wind blow, doing that, oh, that's going to be beautiful. What else do we got planned? for the future for this thing.
Kind of an outdoor seating area where we can hang out.
Might be a place to entertain guests.
Yeah. And we're also thinking of setting up a little laundry area since Grace moved and we have a gray water pipe along this area and we can drain the laundry water into there.
Yeah, so one, now that Grace has moved, that basin is not getting regular water like it used to. So might set up a laundry area there, and right now people might, well, how are you doing your laundry now? And that's a very upsetting story. Because we've been kind of taking it to a laundromat, and that is no good. We're actually going to set up a little laundry system. We got plans for that in place. Definitely stay tuned for that. That should be interesting. We might section off a little bit of area where we can have the garden tools at the ready, and we might build walls here eventually, right? Maybe we'll end up walling off some sections. It might give us a chance to practice more earthen techniques down the road, but very cool. I mean, we're just so excited. There's so many possibilities with this thing, and it's really just the start of our serious water harvesting adventure, right? Mm-hmm. This is really going to help us get to a point of better water security. Water harvesting is definitely a practice that many people can get into no matter where you are in the world. Even in rainy spots where you get a lot of rain, it's actually better for water catchment. You don't need as much storage.
Yeah, it's more challenging here. And when was the last time we had a significant rain here? It's been over a month.
Yep.
So we gotta have a lot of storage to get us through those dry periods of time, and large catchment areas like this to catch as much rain as we can when it does come down.
So pretty much every hard surface area will eventually have some type of catchment on there. The projects won't be ending for a while, especially if they take this long. We really appreciate you guys joining us for this. This is a big one for us. I really hope you enjoyed getting a look at the roof, the gabions, and stay tuned for more to come. I think there's going to be a garden video coming out soon. Oh my goodness, you got to see what's going on with that. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next video. Later. Bye.